getting dicey.
I'm enjoying
that one along a little bit.
I'm enjoying no bullshit Reagan tonight. It's good. he's been up for 40 hours straight.
Like I said, a little bit tired. It's all right. It's good. All right, we've got the map up. You guys are in the tavern. It is still pouring down. Actually, wait a second. That's not the... Let's use this soundscape. We'll turn on the thunder. Lightning strikes. Because it's still just mental out there with thunder and lightning and rain. You're inside the Blue Water Inn's kitchen at the moment. Davian standing near one of the windows. He's just said that you could totally trust the Weir Ravens to help you out with your fight against Strahd.
Did he say it like that? It makes me think we can't trust them. You can totally trust the Weir Ravens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a little musty in the kitchen as well. It hasn't been aired out for a while. It's just trying to see. It's low light. They've got some candles flickering away in here, and again, just that rain is just pouring down from outside. And Davian, he kind of looks over his shoulder out the window at the rain and the lightning and the thunder and that purple sort of pulse.
Right.
Just
in the rain.
Well, it's kind of making the rain a little purple. Now that you look at it,
you say, "I never meant to hurt you."
I actually don't know purple rain. So he said, Davian said, have I got him all sorted? Oh yeah, I've got him here. He looks out at the rain, and he looks back at you, looks at you, Morley, and he says, "You must have really pissed off Strahd with this purple bullshit. I haven't seen moon like this in a long time."
Well, he knows what's coming, Davian. The end is nigh for him.
Okay, yeah, good to clarify that. It is very good to clarify.
Right off the bat, absolutely bumbling my way through it.
Just to save my throat a little bit here, because I'm still he mentions that the Weir Ravens have been watching over a lot of your journey, but keeping their distance, just keeping a track of what's been happening to you. They couldn't quite track you up the snowy mountains, so they're not quite sure what you got up to up there. But what he does say is that the wolf attack on you as you pass through the Valakki woods with the giant skull in the wagon behind you, he says he's never seen an attack like that in Valakki before. Like wolf attacks aren't exactly rare, but one of that size which really shows that Strahd must be starting to get a little concerned.
Well, we really could have done with your help there, actually. We barely survived that journey, but good to know you were watching on.
You held your own pretty well, from what we could see.
Well, I tell you what, I'm glad you saved your energies, because the fight ahead is nothing compared to what we endured that day.
He just mentions needing that gem. No, kidding. No. So he's pretty happy. He's pretty happy with that. Yeah. What's the go from here?
So I propose that we take a short rest in the tavern.
Oh yeah.
And I'd like to speak to Patrina because it occurs to me that we're planning to kill Strahd, who she was going to marry, and I'd like to know her thoughts on whether she stands with us or not.
That's fair.
She wasn't a willing participant. We never got that.
Patrina was going to marry... Oh,
Patrina wanted to marry Strahd.
We should have that conversation about killing her ex-fiance.
Don't act like this was a surprise.
That's why she got stoned.
This is why she got stoned to death, because she was coming back to camp to collect her things to go live with Strahd, and her brother took it upon himself to stone her to death before she could be sort of ruled by Strahd, basically. So that I don't think he knows really what the truth is behind what went down. I don't think he would have any understanding of the truth of what went down in Ravenloft between them. But the idea was that there was a fear that, she there was no secret that she wanted to marry him, and that the fear was she'd come to collect her stuff to be with Strahd.
Someone for everyone, isn't there?
Apparently not when Casimir's involved.
So good.
I mean, I just feel we should have that conversation. Is she just hanging out in the bar, just
She's talking with Casimir in the main area of the bar.
All right. Shall we go over?
I'm already there.
Excellent.
Yeah. What do you say to her?
Well, I'm going to say, yummy snacks, aren't there, Patrina?
Yeah. She nods. She's got a glass of kombucha in her hand.
Ooh, yummy.
Does anyone like it, or does everyone just think it's ass?
It's an acquired taste. I think Patrina's the kind of lady that would like it.
She's been dead.
She's enjoying it.
She's had worse.
Yeah, I mean she's enjoying it. She's enjoying it.
She's
At least. Yeah.
I imagine she's like, oh, so this is a new drink. That's like, this is what you're all drinking now. And we're just like, no.
That's like a trick. You play on people when they come back.
Oh, this is new. Everybody must be drinking this.
Yeah.
Do you remember in episode 4 or 5, Morley was asking Bill to invest in the business? It's not gone well, obviously.
No. Well, I mean, it's in the bar, so it's gone well enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're clearly manufacturing it now.
To rave reviews.
And people love it.
Yeah, so
Should we roll for how
whether or
much
not you're enjoying
Patrina
it?
loves it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that.
What are we rolling?
I'm just going to see what her. Let's take a look and have a look what her.
One person confirmed is enjoying it, and now that's been put to chance.
It's like the Pepsi challenge.
Crit success. It's a solid
yeah.
straight 20. She is absolutely loving it. Loving it now. Just like going back for more. We're sending Casimir over to get more.
Great.
Patrina looks up at Mirakin and just says, yes, they are quite nice. Is that all you're asking me, Mirakin? It seems like there's something on your mind.
Well, there seems to be an elephant in the room, Patrina, and I need to talk to you. I'm guessing Casimir has caught you up on a lot of what has been going on, but I understand you have a very complex history with Strahd.
Yes, I do. It's quite a... yes, I think you've used the right term there. Complicated is exactly what it is.
Well, let me cut right to the chase. Will you stand in our way as we attempt to kill him?
She ponders what you're saying. And she says, what I want from you, and this may work well with your plans to rid this land of Strahd, all I want is your strength to destroy Rahadin. If you give me that, then I shall fight by your side as well.
I would gleefully aid you in destroying that monster Rahadin.
Oh yeah, we're no fans of Rahadin around here.
After what he did to my brother, and she looks over at Casimir getting drinks from Danica, and you're all taking in the sight of how emaciated and deathly he's looking, but clearly she's talking about the loss of ears here. After what he did to my brother, taking away one of the defining characteristics of our people, hermiting him and the rest of the Dusk Elves to the Vistani, I need him gone.
Well spoken, my dear. Well spoken indeed. It is my dream indeed to reunite, restore these dusk owls of this land to their former powers and glory, and to seek revenge.
I wish to be there when I see the light drain from his eyes.
Oh, I like her. I do like her. I start dancing on now. I give her little high fives and no.
She's like, oh, gives you a little high five. Oh. Whatever that is.
It's a new invention.
I've been gone a long time.
No, but what do we think, guys, as a team? Like, what do we need to ask her about Strahd? She's just like, oh, I was going to marry him, but I'm fine with killing him now. Do we want to like press her on that? You said what?
Did she tap that?
Ooh.
That's what I want to know.
I do want to know.
Tapping that ass. You know he's into like some like weird stuff.
Go on.
Say more. What?
Well, ask the abbot. The abbot seems to have a pretty good hold on what he's.
If we ask Patrina, and then we can confess it to the abbot, and everyone will be happy.
Great.
Ah.
What was
No,
that?
that's the father.
To Lucian.
Oh yeah, Lucy.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
the abbot.
he's celebrating.
The abbot will be into it too, I reckon.
Yeah,
I imagine.
Yeah, probably more so.
But yeah, maybe ask what was the exact nature of your relationship with Strahd, if you get my drift.
Was it biblical in nature?
Biblical.
Have you lain with a man named Strahd in the biblical sense?
Are you
We don't
ask
ask that. We don't ask that.
Yeah, did you
ask-
lie
Unless
with
we
that
do.
vampire?
Yeah.
We just make this motion.
For those listening,
Big yes.
John is pushing his forefinger into the inside of a closed fist.
Very good. Very good.
It made it sound way worse.
So bad.
Yeah.
Okay, we're never playing D&D again.
Try to have one serious conversation with an NPC.
This was the serious conversation? What are you talking about?
I started out serious.
Yeah, no, that wasn't in response to you. I was just thinking about what should we ask her.
I was being serious, by the way. Like, maybe I chose some funny phrasing, but like, I want to know how close her and Strahd were, because like, what?
Are they
I agree. We should press her on that.
like her ex, right?
Ask away.
There's still some sort of flame.
Yeah, it wasn't like they broke up. She just, I suppose I never thought about this. She just got killed by her brother. It's not like her and Strahd fell out.
Well, exactly.
But wasn't she
exactly.
alive after that?
After being stoned to death? No.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And
What do you
What do
think
you-
Casimir felt so bad?
What
were
first
you
of all,
doing here?
what do you think death is? That's my
Hey,
well,
asking
The
the wrong
necromancer's
guy.
like,
Yeah.
oh, you died from that.
I know
died
that
from
you
death?
died, but I thought this is okay. I guess I hadn't thought about it properly. I thought that she had become an undead vampire or something
No.
with Strahd, and then she lived in a fucking tomb. And when we get to her, she wasn't like dead, right? She was
100%
screaming.
dead. No, she
She
was
was
like
screaming.
she was in a spectral form, and
yeah.
that Casimir put his hand through, which closed that issue.
I
Thanks
was
to the
imagining
gift.
this whole.
Do you remember the bit
spectral-
where like the life came back and the meat and skin
Yeah,
formed
yeah.
around the skeleton?
regrew.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're implying that specters can't root vampires, and I don't
They can't. They're not physical.
agree.
They're not
Yeah, physical.
like. Does
Well,
Baron not agree?
they're
I
not
Like
get
a
Baron.
long
not
distance
for it.
relationship.
I like how Baron's just like, I mean, are you assuming her unlife is the same as death?
Yeah,
Are you serious
exactly.
right now?
That's
Yeah,
fair.
pretty
That is
much.
actually fair.
Yeah, assuming
I-
the relationship is over just because she died? Wow, prejudiced.
Because we didn't come across her just as, a non-entity. Right?
She was a ghost.
She was there screaming and being angry, and yeah, she was a ghost, I guess.
Yeah, but she was dead. For all
She's a
Have you
banshee,
seen the
right?
movie Ghost?
She hasn't been.
Are we all
Ask her
like
if she
in a
knows Whoopi Goldberg.
circular huddle next to her, just in the bar, being like, "Was she dead? Like, was she a ghost? Like, was
Didn't
she
she do
fucking
pottery?
Strahd, or would
Was she fucking Strahd? That's the central question.
I feel like
She
all
got
of this is
fucking-
leading. I feel like all of this is leading to asking her if she's fucked Strahd. I feel like that is where it's going.
At least a ghost job.
Okay, shall we get back to get back to actually playing properly.
Patrina,
n-
I don't know how else to put this, but how close were you with Strahd? Can we trust that putting an end to Rahadin will be enough where we don't need to watch our backs?
I'm just doing a quick read of some stuff here just to make sure I get the relationship between everyone correct.
Goes into much detail.
Yeah, I mean, this is a complex thing,
He's
right?
reading through the like frequently asked questions. Was she able to have sex with Strahd when she was a ghost? Was she a ghost?
What about beforehand?
Did she die from being stoned to death?
What are
So
Strahd's
Bill,
kinks?
you wanted to know whether getting rid of Rahadin is enough to have her.
I'm trying to ask her openly and plainly, but also I'd like to roll insight on her answer as well. Whether us helping her kill Rahadin is gonna be enough where she believes that she won't backstab us for Strahd.
Right. Okay. She says, Bill, you think after 100 years of death, with everything that's happened to my kind, my brother, you think I am going to be quick to turn on you, the one that is trying to make vengeance for the same group that brought my brother to me to rescue me? Is that what you're asking, Bill?
I suppose experience in Barovia has taught me that we need to be really fucking sure of these things. That's all I'm saying.
And she looks you in the eye, and she says, "You have my word, Bill. What more can I give you?" And give me an insight roll.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you give me the ability to roll insight?
Wow. I think how much better than that, folks?
That is
Net 20 plus 9?
Net 20
That
plus
is
9.
Extremely insightful.
That is incredibly insightful. So, as she says this, and you're the only one that picks up on this, Bill, there's just like a little gap between like a few of her words that makes it sound like there's a little bit of hesitation in her response to you. Being as quick with speaking as you are, you pick up on it instantly, and you analyze the rest of that sentence, and it just doesn't sit right with you.
Oh, God.
Well, there you go, Bill. Seems like everything is on the level here.
Yeah, I think you were being a bit suspicious, Bill.
He's like this sometimes, Patrina. Don't worry about it.
I am. Admittedly, I am. But thank you. Thank you for clearing that up.
And
As
Casimir,
best you can.
Casimir returns to the table.
That's great timing. I was
with-
just about to say. So, what exactly was the nature of your relationship with Strahd? If you know what I mean.
I have further questions.
Casimir returns with the drinks. Says, "It seems quite serious over here. Is everything okay?"
Yep. It's great.
Yes. No, is it though? Because we just need to get things down in the open, Casimir. I'm sure you understand. I mean, there's a complex history here.
Yeah, no,
We do-
I completely understand. Are you doubting my sister? Is that...
No. I just want to know, what did you see in him? Is she
further to-
really good?
And Patrina looks over to you, Morley, and just sort of like shoots you a dark look just for a minute. Like, that you'd even ask about that.
No, further to Molly's question, I have to ask, was your engagement to Strahd truly a romantic one? A transactional one? We have to know. I'm sorry. This is very important.
She's starting to get a little agitated. What is with all of these questions? Casimir, why were they like this with you? And Casimir,
He wasn't engaged to Strahd, love.
Casimir's just like, yeah, they did ask me. we literally did.
Yeah.
They asked me if I fuck Strahd constantly. It was
They
all
do
they
that.
talked about on the way up Mount Garkis.
Standard.
I'm not feeling very comfortable with this interrogation.
Well, you were romantically engaged to the most evil force we've ever come across. Forgive us for wanting to cross our T's and dot our I's.
I don't think my personal history has anything to do with you lot.
Well, we did literally bring you back to life. So,
I think we're being a bit harsh. Let's stop this line of inquiry. I think you've.
Yes. Why don't you get back to your magic jug, Brian?
I am sipping on my magic jug. So, yeah, let's all get. Does anyone want any wine? I won't tell the bartender.
I'm gonna elbow Baroness for that. Dude, be cool. Order from the
What?
bar. Come on, man. Come on.
Their wine is shit.
I mean, that's true.
not their kombucha though, Brian. That's good stuff.
They've charged this.
Buccaneers
Kombucha.
booch.
Oh yeah, Buccaneers, the Bucks Booch. That's right. I forgot about that. I was still in my head calling it Morley's mother. Sorry, so Buccaneers Booch. Buccaneer. I got to remember that one.
Yeah, the BB.
Yeah, the double B.
Double
yeah.
B. Double brown? Is that what it was? Okay, so... yeah, I'm sorry, I've interrupted.
It's probably
I'm
at the
sorry.
right time. Things were getting a wee bit tense, weren't they? We need to work as a team if we're to
I mean,
be successful here.
Patrina you'd be a great ally to us.
You say that, and she just goes from quite a stern look and looks over at you and smiles. Thank you, Brintel.
Call me Brian.
Sorry, Brian. Sorry. I just.
I mean,
I just
not
I
so
just think-
formal.
I think Brintel's such a handsome name.
Let's first.
I'm looking at her through narrowed eyes. I'm a bit like, I don't like her vibe anymore. No.
Okay. All right.
Just
Fair
because
enough.
she's got, when someone gets really defensive when you ask them a question, I'm just like, tries to
okay.
make you seem like the bad
Are
guy
you-
for asking a simple
yeah,
question.
Are you actively like? Is it visual that you're feeling this way, or are you trying to keep your composure?
American's not the best at hiding how she feels, so it would be sort of overt, but
Okay.
not like aggressive, like
Yeah.
wanting to
Her
hurt
eyes
or
are
anything, but
on
just
fire.
And yeah. So she goes from looking over at the Baron with a little smile and notices American's cold demeanor, and she lets out a big sigh and says, "American, ask me anything. How can I get your trust?"
Did that.
I am
Right, now's my chance, guys, to ask her what she and Strahd got up to. Wink, wink.
But don't beat around the bush. Just ask what you want to know.
Did Strahd beat around the bush? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so
What are you gonna ask?
I'll just say, oh God, there's so much pressure. I'm just gonna say, please elaborate on what your relationship was like with Strahd. Was it romantic? Was it contractual? What made it happen?
She takes a moment to, because now that Casimir's at the table, right? She seems to have She's taking this question a little more seriously. She's pondering the best way to answer this. And almost in like a burst of energy, she like slams her fist down onto the table, stares Casimir straight in the eyes, and says, "It was his power. I wanted his power."
You see there, guys? That's totally understandable.
I was going to say, you guys have got so much in common.
Yeah, power.
Oh
Nothing wrong
my.
with that.
How could you know what he is capable of and not want that power for yourselves?
Do you think you can get that sort of power?
I thought so. With the power I had, I thought I'd be able to get in there and mess things up for Strahd and take the power for myself.
Ah.
Do you think you were close?
If it wasn't for Rahadin, I think things might be quite different here in Barovia by now.
So your plan was to take his power and oust him? Or work with him?
Whatever was needed.
My, I admire the honesty.
But it has been...
Irina, would you accompany me to the bar? It's getting a bit tense, so Molly's going to take Irina to the bar.
Yes, thank you. And Irina sort of excuses herself from the table. Excuse me, guys. And heads up with you to the bar.
A lust for power is, in my mind, not an admirable motivator, but I appreciate your candor. And I believe you'll find much greater power in us, should you ally with us thoroughly.
It has been a long, lonely time buried beneath Ravenloft in that tomb. I don't feel nearly as strong as I was before that horrific day. I've already sworn that I will be by your side should you destroy the one man that stopped me from having everything, and she slams her hand down back onto the table, that I was trying to achieve.
I clutch my jug. And slam it. So, how do we get... I'm on board with killing Rahadin. He's obviously incredibly evil and a malevolent force.
Casimir
get
is
to
like
him?
Casimir is all on board. Like, despite Rahadin once being sided with like Casimir a long time ago, he just says he says, "I'm with Patrina. Anything that Patrina wants, I shall help her get from here on in. After what he did, he deserves everything coming to him. As for how to find him, how to get to him, I don't know. I have no idea."
Look, amongst this group, you won't find a single Rahadin sympathizer. That is for sure. I suppose when we are successful, when we do kill Strahd, what's your plan then, Patrina?
Not quite sure, to be honest, Bill. I've got a lot of thinking to do now that I'm back in the living. But I do have my spell
Yes.
book. That shall help me, aid me in regaining some of the lost power I once had.
Patrina, may I offer you counsel?
And she just looks at you, nods.
Please, take some time to look around Barovia and the suffering that Strahd has created in his pursuit of power. He has driven the common man into ground, caused so much pain and heartache for the people. You would never surely be able to live with such a horrible thing on your conscience if you were to take power in the way Strahd has. Please, take those people into your heart and disavow any notion of claiming power just for the sake of domination of others. It is not right.
She's listening. She's listening to you. Do you want to give me a persuasion roll?
Oh God. Here we go with a -1. This will go great. I'm not even going to cast guidance on myself.
Why not?
It was a spur of the moment speech. I'm not going to take time to do a cantrip on myself while
I
I'm
don't
doing
want
it.
to tell you how to DM, but that was such a great speech. That's
Yeah,
an incredible,
it was.
I think, advantage.
Go
Surely.
on then. Yeah, give me advantage.
Well, my first roll was a 12. A 12 -1. This is
Because
what
my
happens
speech
when
would
you
have been
get
like,
someone
come
who's...
on. Yours was
Don't be
legit.
evil.
great. Yeah.
The finger thing means the money.
I've rolled a 5 -1,
Right.
so 11.
She listens to what you have to say, Mirakim. She doesn't have much of a response for you at this point. You worry that it fell on deaf ears.
Oh, don't say that around Casimir.
What? Yeah.
He's not deaf.
Casimir's like, what?
He's just been lip reading
I've
this whole
said my
time.
piece. I've said my piece. Let us relax now and think on other things.
Yes, agree. Like how great this kombucha is.
I've gone
No,
off
I'm gonna
in, yeah.
try. I'm gonna try and big up the kombucha for Morley's sake.
Morley?
Be like, so good, yummy.
Morley's
for
at the
your
bar,
tummy.
not hearing any of this.
Oh yeah.
So Morley's with Irina, and Morley is going to say to Irina, "I'm getting a real bad feeling about Patrina. The way she spoke so aggressively about wanting to gain that power. And Irina, I worry that this is someone you should not trust implicitly just yet. Maybe not forever, but I think you need to keep a watchful eye on her."
What do you think she could do, Morley?
I don't know, and
Is she powerful?
I suppose already she is quite a powerful wizard. We saw her spellbook, and Brian over there was very interested in what was in there, for sure. But the way she slammed her fist down on the table and spoke about that power, that was when I got up and took you over here, because I wanted to give you this warning. And it's not saying, she's evil or she's a bad person or anything like that, but she's someone to watch. And we just need to have our wits about us. That's all I wanted to say.
I'll keep my eyes on her, Morley. That's okay. Thank you, though.
Well, I'm glad I said something. Drink up!
And
What do you think of the kombucha?
Oh, I was waiting for you to ask that one. Let's roll.
This is the important role.
I drank this stuff all the time back in...
A nat 20. Again, no lies. Nat 20.
Again?
She is loving it. And she's like
I need
surprised.
to drink
She takes a smell of it first and she's like, ooh, but then she drinks it and she's like, ah.
Oh, it's good for your guts as well.
And you make this yourself, Morley. It's good for your guts.
Oh my gosh, we might be able to cure Ismark's irritable bowel syndrome.
Well, yeah, you should get your brother into this. He'd benefit from it. I'm just saying there are a range of benefits. I drank this stuff all the time when I was on the boat and at sea. It's great stuff for you. I'm so glad you like it, Irina. I really am.
I love it. We'll have to make sure we get this down in Barovia.
Or wherever you might live one day. And gives her a little...
Give me a roll for that one. Just a charisma roll, I guess.
Straight up charisma, baby.
Hey, at least you don't have a -1.
No, I don't. Ooh. That could have been better.
Not bad.
12? 12?
Let's
10 plus 2.
yeah, she just goes bright red. Just bright red when she hears you say that.
She's allergic.
And she like clasps her kombucha with 2 hands and takes a sip.
Donald Trump style. I've got off it.
It's
One hand under-
See, because I'm doing it, it makes it really weird, but it's very cute and endearing when she's doing it. She's got
Okay.
yeah.
Like a Tommy Tippy cup.
Not quite that,
Babies.
but
Okay.
she's just shy. She's kind of like trying to hide her face and with how shy she is.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
maybe.
Cute.
That's one. Again, because it's me acting it out, it doesn't come across cute. But with Irina, 100%, it's very cute.
Okay.
You have to make a picture in your mind, guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't just picture me.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm picturing her with her tiny legs drinking it. Yeah.
Tiny hands.
cute.
No, anyway.
That's funny. I was picturing Reagan with tiny legs drinking it.
Cute.
So is the goal here just to spend some time, maybe a short rest here, just sort of drinking and talking? Are there other things you'd like to get out of this area?
No.
I
Well,
need
we
to
should
find
decide
out.
where we're going next.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
And what-
how are we going to call upon these various armies? How are we going to know that it's go time and assemble and that sort of stuff?
That, I guess, will just that will be obvious in time, I think. Obviously, there's still a lot of time before the revenants are needed. Just as a behind the curtains look at what I foresee the sort of future being, is that you're just accruing the army at the moment. There still needs to be a training montage. So
Okay.
there's going to be a time like a time skip where we sort of figure out how strong these armies are. What's kind of how it all comes about.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So what do we want to say? Like, meet us at Hagenvostholt in a week's time or something?
You can, if that's what you guys want to do. Absolutely, you could.
I imagine that's
make
where
that
we
fun.
launch. That's where we leave from, right? That's like where we muster.
That'd be pretty iconic, that's for sure.
Marching
Yeah,
out
that's
with
our
the
base.
purple throbbing.
I don't like that.
Look at what, Robert?
The purple. The
That
purple
could be
light
our
behind
name.
us, I mean, just like
The
going.
purple throbbers. Okay.
Oh yeah,
No one wants to
we-
fight that army. No one wants. They're just like, yeah,
Suddenly, I
Four-headed
understand.
warriors.
we surrender.
Suddenly, I understand how Calzone can run Strahd in 12 sessions.
What time is it?
That's a great question. It's about 4 p.m. at this point.
Oh, okay.
4:20. Exactly.
Blazing. Well, okay. So we've got a short rest. I can do arcane recovery.
You guys can just sort of spend some time in the bar drinking and chatting, or you can
And we need-
go somewhere else.
We need to come up with a name for our armies, our united armies.
Well,
Anything-
you've turned down my
while
idea.
people are thinking up army names, I'm just going to use message to communicate to the rest of the party that I got a bad read on Patrina. I'm going to have to work
Wait, what?
out. I got a bad read on her when she was saying that we could trust her. And it might just be the power thing, but it feels like there's something there.
Are you sure about this, Bill? Because I got a phone read. She seemed fine to me. What do you...
I nat 20'd.
You net 20?
What does that mean?
I'm very sure.
I cannot believe this.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want it to be true, but I'm just saying we need to do something.
You're saying she's suspicious. She's not... What, she's not
She's-
saying what she...
I'm
saying the
just
opposite,
this- I'm saying we can't fully trust her. And we're not the only people who are allowed to be powerful, but I do worry about what might happen to Barovia after Strahd is gone.
She's
So we need to
deceitful.
work something out. Yeah, well,
And of
she's not
course-
telling us the full thing.
She has Casimir wrapped around her little finger. He'd do anything she said.
Well, he does owe her an allegiance at least.
Yeah, he does, but
Be a minimum. He didn't stone her to death.
just because he stoned her to death doesn't mean he has to do everything she says for the rest. Maybe he does.
But you know, guys, I mean, I know it's bad to stone someone to death.
Fucking hell, this is going to be a hell of a YouTube video.
But
Yeah.
But go on.
But let's say that someone else that we knew or whatever, like they decided, hey, I'm gonna join Strahd and I'm gonna be their partner, and I'm gonna get all the power and I'm gonna do whatever they say. Wouldn't that make them explicitly evil?
Yes.
I know stoning is not a great way to deal with an action like that, but I don't know
Yes, I
how we would deal with it. Often we kill people like that. Just saying.
Not by
last-
stoning,
I
no,
last-
Braille.
Gee, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Sunblade out, one done.
Oh yeah,
Yes, but
I
when
don't.
we do it, it's fine.
I don't think anybody likes that he stoned her. Or,
Yeah.
And
I'm saying, is it?
it might
was
have
he
been the right.
wrong?
It might have been the right thing, but I don't.
I just love at this moment that all four of you are just bouncing messages, just silently sitting at this table, just like no conversation
Just
happening.
Irina at the bow.
I thought we got
No,
off in the
no.
corner.
Excuse. Bill is adept at social situations. He's every now and then just chipping in with a.
Oh, yeah.
This kombucha really like.
Okay, all
goes
right, you're
on you."
keeping it going.
Oh.
You're keeping it going. I like it.
It's fizzy.
Keeps going back to the kombucha, like distracted. Oh, the kombucha's pretty good. Yeah.
What are those little
And it-
floaters?
Scoby.
Yum.
Scoby
Oh,
Doby Dub.
Scoby. Oh, need some rebranding.
Scoby.
Scoby.
Some people call it the mother as well.
Morley's mother. That's what I'm
No one calls it
saying.
that.
Oh,
No one calls it that.
Nobody ever called it that. They wouldn't.
they wouldn't dare.
Okay, well, that's sad news, but yeah, I think
We've
it's
gotten off
complicated.
track.
I'm just saying, let's not trust her completely. And
I understand.
Yeah.
Perhaps
Unfortunate.
a more charitable read of her could potentially this could be her reaction to the absolute misery of living in Barovia, born of a desire to get out of the mire she found herself in. She craved power as an antidote to the misery Strahd had brought to this land. I hope it
Yeah.
was something like that, and not simply a desire to subjugate others, because I will have her head in return if she turns on us.
No, I agree. I mean, there's lots of great reasons to lust for power. Now, what should we do next?
I was gonna ask Patrina something.
Is this like a
We
mental
never
kind
get
of, like,
anything
WhatsApp group?
done.
Yeah, this is a mental WhatsApp group.
I just start sending memes through message, like, look at this.
Just gifs of cute animals.
Just a picture, just a mind's eye picture of Davian. Those goddamn druids.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, is that vote happening tonight, or is it already happened?
Oh yeah, let's go and watch the announcements roll in.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh, fun.
It's actually interesting you say that because it's starting to get a little more like as you guys have been sitting there over the last hour, so feel free to take a short rest. As it ticks into about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it's starting to get a little bit darker outside, and there's a little more light being candles and stuff being lit in this tavern, and more people are starting to fill into the tavern. Let me just.
Man, home court advantage for. I can't remember his son's name now.
Tony.
What's home court advantage for Greg as well?
Well, I just mean
sadly.
it's literally his pub.
Oh, that's
I
where
made-
the vote's
Oh,
happening.
Irwin, yeah, it's
I imagine they'd have to use a gathering hall of some kind, right? Like, what do you use, the town square or the pub?
That's good.
Cold in the town square. Come on.
Yeah, you can drink some booch in the pub.
I
Everyone
might
will be
make
like,
a
I
big
just
gesture.
need 11,600 more votes. One more than I need. I'm sure you can come up with that. Count them again.
com-
Erwin.
The conversation that's kind
Agreed.
of kicking in around you as people start venturing into the pub is that of the voting that's about to take place tonight. So, starting to kick in. More people are pouring in. More drinks are being poured. I'm just said pour like 3 times. Anyway, so yeah, there's definitely looks to be in the coming hour or so. Looks like there might be some vote counts taking place.
Oh, I am
Is it-
excited
is it-
to find out who's in the running.
Does it happen all at once, or is it like when you're watching on TV and they're like, oh yeah, there's this many votes for this party and this
For
many
this
votes that
district.
for this district? I was imagining that there's like a big abacus-looking thing, and there's like coloured blocks, and each coloured block represents a certain number of votes. And there's like a boy who runs in with like a handful of coloured blocks and like lines them up, and you're watching this this abacus going, oh no!
And we watched the worm.
The worm.
Yeah,
Yes, I would watch this while I get really drunk in the corner. I'm watching the boy run in on the abacus.
Well, it's,
Who's it down to?
I don't think you guys. Yeah, you might have to ask some of the people
Erwin,
in the.
Greg. Who else is running?
OG
Danica?
Dog.
Who's Erwin's big rival? Who's he worried about?
There's a man that's kind of sitting off to the side, hears you sort of turn around and put that out into the room, and he talks about how there's Erwin that looks to be the favorite ever since things changed when the word that you guys were alive, and that everyone knows that he's kind of tied up with you somehow, like he's been using you guys as leverage. Then there's obviously Greg has put his name forward. Someone by the name of
campaign.
someone by the name of Percy. You haven't heard that name. Percy's in there. And
Percy.
and the Veshta brothers, they have sort of come together as a singular to try
like a party.
to try and go
The
for
Vesta party.
like a shared or a joint
Vesta
burgomaster.
bus is coming.
the Vista bus is coming.
That'll be their slogan.
Well, unfortunately, we
we
trashed
got
the
rid of
Vista
the-
bus.
Yeah, we got
They're
rid of
gonna
the
win.
Vista bus.
They're gonna...
There is no Vista bus. It's fucked. It's
I
not
imagine Greg's like abacus row is just completely empty.
Oh, come
he
on.
puts one in there and he's like, "Oh, that was by sorry, that Greg." And then, no, that was by mistake. Sorry, that was for Percy.
Greg is the
Another
party
one for
of
Percy.
security.
No one's ever heard of. I hope Greg gets beaten by Percy, who no one's ever heard of. 1 for Percy, 2 for Percy.
So yeah, those
Are
are
we
the.
allowed to vote?
Oh no, because you guys don't really. You're not part of the
Didn't get your
electorate.
papers in.
Yeah.
What? The little orange guy.
Yeah, like this is only open to members, like citizens of Valakki.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah. I want to see their birth certificates.
I was going to talk loudly at the table. I would have voted Greg.
There's more and more
Take the
people
spin.
pouring in now, and so you wanted this big abacus, yeah? This big abacus with.
It's just like a big block of wood with poles on it,
Oh yeah.
and you put like a little token to signify a certain number of votes.
Yeah, like there's
as
thousands
they're
of
counting
people.
them-
There's thousands of people in Valakki, so this might have to be a decent-sized abacus that a couple of men are bringing in through the front door at this point, and they place this enormous. They clear some of the room away
Big
from.
screen abacus.
They
Put it
move
up.
some of these.
I imagine each block is like 100 votes or something. Like if they're tallying them up, so you're not like literally putting a wooden coin on every single one.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll say that. So they move some of the people away from the back wall where the stairs to the landing above you is, and they place this abacus, and it's got 5 or 6 different these little posts at the bottom, each with the names drawn written under each one. And then
Greg's
to be
is
a
spelled
surprise
Gurg.
party.
Greg's is spelled incorrectly.
Is
Not even Greg voted for Greg. He forgot.
there like a
too busy
pro
on the
Strahd
gates.
party, and then you can like know how many percentage of evil people are in the town?
What?
Pro Strahd.
no, well, you don't know. All you know is the names. You haven't really sort of
Okay.
taken on
They're
what
not
all of these.
campaigning
Percy.
on.
Yeah, who knows what Percy's been doing?
Actually,
And then it's only a matter of time before you see some guards coming in with this big box.
It's a conflict of interest.
Some guards that have come in with this sealed box, which is clearly just filled with votes, and they place that down next to the big abacus at the back of the room, and everyone's just sort of waiting in anticipation as the place just starts filling up more and more. The rain pouring. Oh, sorry.
I just realised the big problem with my boy running a block every so often. I'm like, that's right. People will try to give him different blocks or force him to do something different.
I think we can find a way
Sounds
to
rigged.
Yeah,
Free
yeah.
and fair.
But
Action.
There's a big golden padlock on the front. Well, it's probably just gold plated, to be honest. But there's a big golden padlock on the front of this box, and it is just secured. There's no sign of the key yet, and sort of Danica rings this bell and just announces to the bar that the votes will be counted in 30 minutes.
Is Erwin going to be here to make a victory speech? He
Gosh,
must be on his way back from the winery.
Gosh, I hope so. I've definitely
hope so.
planned that. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's probably off playing golf already.
He's like it's Mar-a-Lago.
Along with all of the other people that are sort of coming and going, Esmeralda is one of the few that also enters in, sees you all seated at the southern side of this inn, and sort of waves over to Danica for a drink, and joins you lot at the table. There you go.
This is what I've been looking forward to. Democracy in Valakki.
Manifest.
Yes, compared to their past autocracy, right? This is a big move for Barovia as a whole.
Esmeralda is super stoked to see you guys. Oh, you're here. You did what you needed to do, and you're here. I wasn't sure if we'd see you here for the great. You've done this. This is all you're doing, isn't it? Getting this thing underway.
Yes, we had to unfortunately kill a few dictators, but now we're on to a whole new era for Barovia.
And she nods, and Danica comes over with her wine, and she just chugs it down in one, and she says, "Well, this is going to be very exciting this night, I think." And as she says that, there's just like a cacophony of like wing sounds just outside the door, and one by one, these feathered cloaked people sort of walk in, hang their cloaks up onto the hooks in the entranceway, and it's 4 or 5. Actually, it's probably more like 6 or 7 of these Weir Raven folk that you recognise. One of which being Erwin. And there's like this rapturous like applause as they all enter, and Erwin's playing it cool. He just gives everyone a bit of a nod, heads over.
He'll be nervous, won't he? He'll be bloody nervous.
Behind the bar, and he sort of leans in and whispers something to Danica, and Danica gives him a little kiss on the cheek and sort of points out towards the kitchen, and Erwin turns and heads into the kitchen. Next up, we see 2 people that you've seen in the bar once or twice before, but you've never really had the pleasure of talking to them or dealing with them in any way. They are both incredibly intoxicated, and they're big guys as well. And when they come in, there's also some applause. It's not quite as much as Erwin got. It's pretty close. Close. But these guys are clearly already intoxicated, and they take their seat, and they're like shaking hands and like really like sort of talking to everybody. And they give you guys a look at the table to the south. They give you a nod, but they've got no interest in engaging with you. Shannon, you got your hand?
Is the rain really loud?
I can turn that rain down. Well, it's loud. It's heavy rain.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Let me turn that down for you.
Just while all this is happening, while all these people are gathering, Morley's going to seize the moment and say, "A round of the Buccaneers boots for everyone here on Morley!"
What?
And everyone just goes, yay! There's like some people going, yay! Some people
Yay?
just like, okay. They're like, okay, good. Because there's not heaps of wine to drink, and a free drink's a free drink, right? So they're pretty good.
Well, fucking you'd think so, wouldn't you? It turns out beggars can be choosers.
Some of them are stoked. There's some that are very stoked. Irina included, and Patrina. They're loving it.
It would be like yelling out, "Free apple juice for everyone!"
I'd be stoked. How good.
So, yeah, good.
Jazz apple juice up in it.
I'm just making some of these extra tokens
I
available.
cannot believe the subdued reaction. God, it's infuriating. Every cunt who tries it is a net 20, but still can't break through this perception. I'd hire a fucking PR agent.
I think so.
So I'm just going to bring in make sure we've got
Well,
these
Bill's
tokens.
explaining to Morley, it's about brand, Morley. It's about brand.
Clearly.
Brand
We
is-
should have gone with Morley's mother.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
They should put a picture of you on the label, Bill.
I have been the
Yeah,
face.
you
of,
take
I have been the face of many things.
Yeah.
Next up, there's someone that you haven't even really seen before, but he gets a bit of a reaction as he walks in, and you can just hear someone in the back going, "Percy, woo!"
The famous person.
Yeah, and he's a pretty nondescript dude. He's just wearing sort of Valakki clothing. You don't
Percy.
recognise him at all. You've never seen him.
Is
The
he- is he an
quintessential
8-bit?
NPC. Yeah. He's
and
described as a neutral man of neutral demeanour.
and then
Very
lastly,
temperate.
and then lastly, after really close to that half hour being up, everyone's really getting into the excitement of this box being open. Someone's already got this. One of the guards that brought in this box takes this big ring of keys off his side, and he's flicking through the keys to find the right one for this padlock. And just as he goes to open it in, Greg kind of just walks in through the front door. No response at all. Everyone is focused solely on this.
Except from Bill.
Nice.
Whoa, Greg!
Down, Bill. Down, man.
He doesn't know.
Embarrassing yourself.
He wasn't here for the reception everyone else got, so he hears Bill doing that, and there's the smile on his face. Oh, he's very happy. Do we have? Sorry, I just got to make sure I've got. Oh, here he is. Oh, Bill, thank you. Oh, I feel like a celebrity coming in here with that kind of reception there, Bill.
No worries, Greg. Gurg? Have I been calling you the wrong thing this whole time? It says Gurg on the ballot there.
Oh, God damn it. I feel like sometimes people don't take Greg seriously, you know? You know that feeling? And he just sits down right next to you, Bill.
You wonder.
And then as he sits, Danica with the bell just ding, 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 just starts ringing the bell. And she announces that the voting count is going to begin. And the padlock is turned, and the box opened, and you can just see it is filled from top to bottom with little pieces of paper. And that's when you realize this is going to be a long process. And it's hours. It takes you into 10, 11 at night.
I leave.
I burn them.
Of just drinking and merriment is every time that there's a little stack of 10 votes for one person.
Yeah.
A little boy comes running in with that coloured block and places it down onto the little peg. And over those 5 hours, you can see strangely enough,
5 hours? No.
This is like voting night. What are you
I'm
talking
so
about?
drunk.
You're slowly getting the statistics for the night. There's about, for a long time there, early in, the Vesta brothers seem to be leading by quite a margin.
Postal votes to come.
The
Come in last.
And
Come on, late run from Greg. Come on,
about
late run from Greg.
halfway through, Percy his votes just stopped. There's been no more for him for quite some time, but his has raised up at least a little bit, but being dwarfed by both Irwin's and the Vista brothers.
Do any of them do concedence or whatever speeches?
Concession.
Concession. Yeah. We know.
No, I think
That was a good run.
Percy is
Thanks
just
for all your support.
Percy is strangely, he's found like just a few people in the bar that are just like talking his ear off, and he's having a great time. He's not even watching. He just put his name in just to, he thought he'd just give it a crack, just see if
He's the Nando Tensor of...
At this point, like hours in, Greg's got like there's no votes for Greg on this board at the moment. And in the last half hour, it just becomes like a landslide victory for Irwin as his blocks on the abacus just start overtaking the two Vista brothers, and it gets to a point where it's so clearly a victory to Irwin that the Vista brothers smash their glasses on the floor. They curse the place out and storm out.
Oh, classless.
Like knocking over chairs, and they are clearly inebriated, just so well drunk.
It's
Yeah.
Dodge the bullet.
Irwin chant. Irwin.
And then
Irwin.
at the bottom of the voting, just to get the obviously the first votes into this box, they get the last to be drawn out, and they hold them up and they go, and there's like two pieces of paper in their hand. They're like, 2 votes for Greg. And just Greg's just like, he's at the back. And he leans into Bill and he goes, little secret there, Bill. You vote for yourself, you're guaranteed a vote, aren't you?
I pat him on the shoulder and go, nice one, Greg. Good work.
And he
Does Greg have a mum?
are you
Where does
asking?
the vote come from?
Yeah, it's 100% his mum. Absolutely his mum.
His
Okay.
wife didn't even vote.
Even his wife, yeah.
Oh, that's right. He's got a wife and kids. They
His
look, she's
wife was more of a Vista fan.
look. To be honest, she's quite a fan of of Irwin here in the bar. So, look, I don't blame him. Don't blame her.
She
Yeah,
said,
Vista brothers.
I'd just be throwing away my vote.
Yeah, got to
Vote for Greg as a
strategically.
Yeah.
But honestly, with those last 2 votes being drawn, the bar, who's remaining in the bar now, because people have left following the Vista brothers, the remaining of the bar just like erupts in raucous applause, and Irwin has been sort of standing there for the last half hour behind the bar with Danica smiling away. And Danica rings the bell one more time and announces that the votes have closed, that the count is over, and that the new burgomaster, by a huge lead, is Irwin Martikov. And again, it just erupts.
Hey,
He's
he'll win. I knew he'd win.
Baron's like paralytic at the table.
Steve Irwin.
I'm trying to think.
Irwin Martikov.
Irwin. I don't even know if you guys have ever heard Irwin talking. Now that I
Oh, we're
think
about
about it.
to.
Miraculously.
At length.
Irwin,
Alright,
Irwin
very
sort
good.
of-
Congratulations all around. Good night. I'm going to bed now.
Irwin's sort of placing his hands in the air, trying to hush everybody down, and it takes a while before the bar sort of quietens down. And he explains that there's a lot of work to do here in Valakki. That the previous burgomaster here led people down astray with lies and false hope and broken promises, and the pain of festivals every week led to misery despite the calls for happiness. And he says once the curse has been lifted thanks to the help of these fine people, as he gestures over to your table, and the room just erupts with applause as well. Once the curse is gone and this place is free to live again, then you will all be truly happy. And the bar just erupts again, and Irwin shouts over towards your table. He says, Bill! Bill! Can you play us something to send us into the night?
I sure can. And I bust out my lute.
The vegetable.
And I'd say, well,
No, that's
congrat-
not going to go down well.
congratulations on your win, Owen. Just going to dedicate this, just the very first song, to one of your valiant competitors here. This one goes out to a little guy named Greg.
Okay, the best thing to do is to celebrate his competitor, Ursum.
I mean, it wasn't even a competition. He got 2 votes.
That's true, that's fair.
If he's a politician, he'll be...
Yeah.
What's the word?
Amenable? Is happy?
Gracious.
Gracious.
Right.
Magnanimous.
Yeah, all those things.
Be out of his fucking mind if he's like, oh yeah, let's
This
have
is-
that one for Greg.
This is his first test as a politician to see if he can navigate this situation with aplomb.
He can now legally murder Greg. So put him in
No.
the stocks.
Well, Greg works for him.
Yes.
He's on the
He's his
payroll.
Enforcer.
Well,
What's
this
the
guy
song you're doing
knows
for
that.
Greg?
Yeah.
Do you want to give us a performance roll for your Greg song?
Oh,
Sure.
can I go, I'll help you, and give him, not like he needs it, to be honest. He has like
gotta be on the
charisma of
triangle.
1,000.
I'm helping.
No, I'm not helping that way. That would ruin the performance. I was going to give him a guidance, but he's Bill, he doesn't need it.
Sorry, my first roll was 9 plus 14, 23.
Plus 14.
A
Good God.
miserly 23.
Yeah.
That was I accidentally clicked it twice.
No, that's right. Do you have something prepared, Bill? Or do you want to go...
I don't have anything prepared.
Okay,
sorry.
no, that's all right. Do you want to
He
describe...
sings well.
Do you just want to describe your performance?
Um,
Like
it
your movements
it
through the
just sees
bar,
the
like
tail
how
of
you
a-
do it.
It's the tale of a hard-working guardsman. It's come from humble stock.
Yeah.
It's basically like you imagine someone like the boss singing it. It's like a real working man's sort of blue jean song.
Yeah. And it's your performance is like first era. It's kind of like that awkward silence in Back to the Future when he plays something from the future and they don't really quite get it. It's like awkward silence for a bit while they're all kind of just like understanding like who's being sung about, because not many of them really even know who Greg is, but they start
shaking my
thinking
head.
they start thinking that this is like about how Irwin was this like hard-working man in his youth and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And suddenly
yeah.
it just like kicks off and everyone is like stamping their feet and clapping their hands and trying to sing along as if they know like the words that you're saying. And it kicks off like a real eventful night in the tavern. How long do you think? How many songs? What kind of performance do you think Bill would give if he could be there for the rest of the night?
A good like hour and a half worth of songs.
It's like a full set list. That's great. Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if that's what you want to do,
I mean, if they keep on asking him to play more songs, he'll just keep playing.
with a total of 23, they are all yours. They are your audience for the night, and the drinks are flowing.
Do
Butcher's
people throw money?
There's not much money in Valakki, to be honest.
There's toads and human teeth.
Yeah.
His undies being thrown at the stage.
So
Just kidding, Andy.
So unless there was something else you guys wanted to
Tobacco
do before calling it a night, it would be more than natural for this to be sort of how the night ends.
I'd love to say, what is your hard-on for Greg about? What do you love the bloke so much, Bill?
Are you saying that as we're leaving, like, into the cold night here?
It's like 2 a.m. in the morning, you guys are like walking out slightly inebriated.
I'm as sober as a judge.
Oh, that's
'cause I don't
true.
drink.
Yeah.
An hour and a half of Greg songs?
Canonically, it was
Switch it up.
one Greek song. Right?
Stretched over an hour and a half. It's just like the ballad, or like
Yeah.
the saga.
It's like Elton John's like Daniel, except for Greg.
I would have skipped out just before midnight to go reanimate my skeletons.
Yeah. And so, American, were you there for that, or were you like when Erwin started his speech, you were out of there?
I think she would skulk off when everyone was starting to get rowdy.
Okay. All right.
Go visit the spiders.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's have our let's have a break. Let's have a break here.
Oh. Good. New Burgomaster. Some law and order coming to this fucking place. Good. Perhaps a rethink of how the town guard is operated and run. Maybe. Some redundancies. Need to trim the paycheck.
Yeah.
I didn't mean like defunding the...
Defund.
I mean, when you've got Greg, who's clearly the only guardsman who's ever working, why do you need all the others?
Yes.
That's fair. By the way,
I mean, I guess you could...
I was going to say, I had no idea. No matter all of the prep I've done, I never thought once that there might need to be a victory speech. So thank you for putting me on the spot there.
You're welcome.
That was good.
That
was very Biden-esque, actually.
That was 100% off the top of my head.
Okay.
I had no idea that was going to be a thing.
Doing inspirational speeches off the top of your head is hard, man. Don't recommend it.
You don't make it look hard.
I
Freakishly good at it.
Yes.
My character isn't.
What?
My rolls are always bad when I try to do
right,
a
right.
speech.
I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
We got a question of the week from Valakki. First of all, I hope everyone in the chat's been enjoying the very political stream that we've been running tonight.
We should have started going into their policies. I don't think we drilled down
that
far
is
enough
fair.
into like the minutiae of how the process operates.
Yeah, now that I think of Erwin's speech, he basically just said, "You guys are all going to be good when these guys over here do the right thing for us." He really didn't.
He's really hanging his whole campaign on us.
Really is.
Single issue.
Yeah.
I thought there'd be like someone running on less fog. We're gonna get less fog in Valakki.
Erwin does this big speech about how they're going to stop the poor bludging off the rich. And we're just like, okay.
No, that's
the more of his speech he does, the more our faces.
Sorry, what? I missed that.
Who
Who said what?
Sorry about
I just heard two people talking at once and didn't hear.
Who would you like
Maybe
to repeat
there's a
themselves?
delay. I don't know.
Both at the same time?
Just say the same thing at the same time.
Bill, I insist.
I was saying that would be the Vesta brothers, surely.
True. Yeah, that's very true.
But I do like that you guys put forward someone without knowing at all what he wanted for the town. That was... It could have been horrific.
We'll just kill him if he's horrific.
More
Problem solved.
Yeah.
Double the festivals. We can do
I
this,
think
guys.
Definitely a disincentive for people being horrific leaders in this town for a short while at least.
We've got a
Seems
question
what
of the
happened to
week.
The family of the Burgomaster.
Yeah, well, you guys haven't really dealt with the Vesta brothers much at all. So I think that's okay.
We dealt with their wagon.
Lock him up.
And their mother.
I could reintroduce them to their mother.
Like her skeleton's still banging about, isn't she?
I think so.
God.
Question of the week from Valakki. If your character ran for political office in Valakki, what would their campaign slogan be? And what would be their number one policy? And while you're thinking of that,
so good.
while you're thinking of that as well, Waffles has just given us his annual reminder. That if you were ever running for office, you'd have his vote. So I love you all. You all are awesome. Yeah. No, thank you so much. You guys you viewers are just the best. I love that you guys hang out with us every Monday.
I would say bringing democracy back from the dead, or
That's good.
democracy, bringing democracy back to life, or
I like the
something
first
that.
one. I like the first one.
Yeah, back from the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what would your number one policy be?
There's be a lot about rights for the dead. Be a lot of that. I'm probably not going to get that many dead people voting though, so I don't think I'll win.
I don't know. The people of Valakki have lost a lot of people, so maybe they'd be all about you bringing their loved ones back to them. They're just bring us back our dead.
if I could reanimate skeletons and they could vote.
But they're all under your
Ultimate
control.
power.
That just gives you more
Yeah.
votes, really, doesn't it?
Yes. Unless they vote for Greg.
That might be a little bit evil, though.
And
Just
yeah,
a
my
little bit.
subplot is ultimate power.
Ultimate power for me.
Yeah.
Can
Unlimited
you-
power, I should say.
Can you just say to them, do vote however you want? Or do you have to say
that's
vote for
interesting.
blah?
Yeah, I suppose you could say vote with your conscience.
Do they have one?
That's a command. They don't remember anything from when they were alive, I don't think. But they
must have
know
ones.
since they were brought back. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'd
How about-
say I will
how
keep
about-
you
sorry.
animated.
How about you,
So
Bill?
vote for me.
I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think of what party I would compare to. I'm probably like a small government, but faith based.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Keeping church
Could be.
into the
Make
politics.
make Barovia great again, kind of thing.
What is it? A morning?
Believe in the might of the morning lord.
Yeah, a morning lord nationalist.
yeah.
All right.
Conservative. Somebody's got to be right.
The conservative morning lord. Is that what you mean by small government? Is it like conservative?
Yeah, like ACT. You know.
And your number one policy?
I think it would be about killing Strahd.
Okay, just getting straight down to it.
It's a strong platform, to be honest.
Yeah, it is.
Strahd, we're gonna get him. And then it's just a picture of me.
I mean, how could you not vote for that? And with a face like Bill's as well?
I know.
Man.
Bill is
You
bound
guys-
to win just from the charisma.
Yeah. What about you,
I mean,
American?
It would just be something kind of deranged. She's not a woman of the people. She's a crazy fringe single issue candidate for sure. It'd just be something like spiders for all, or like bring back the trees. The trees. Love trees would be her slogan, and it would she'd just be ranting on the stage like a crazy person about the spirits of nature and how we need
Fully
to
the Green
embrace-
Party, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like the 100% Green Party, like a tree in every home.
Our reliance on metals must be ended. The metal is not the way.
yeah.
Believe in the roots and the
perfect.
flowers.
Anti-technology
Spiders
party.
can help us. Yeah, it would just be like
Yeah.
just a crazy person.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Why ride on a wagon when you can ride a perfectly good giant spider?
Come in here, Peppy. Come in. The town hall is in chaos as a giant mass of spiders climb through the windows, and she's like, yes.
Just
Show them my gorgeous babies.
The town hall
And
just like
everyone's
filled with
panicking.
webs. Just absolutely filled with webs. What would your number one policy be?
Like I said, it'd be something incoherent, such as
Right.
bring back the trees.
Right. Okay. By the way, Percy was because when I was creating the people who were going for Burgomaster, I thought it'd be good to give a shout out to one of our subscribers or one of our VIP users. And originally, Squished, I was going to use you, my friend, but you disappeared out of the prep stream when I was streaming, and Random Origins was there. So his name's Luke Percy. So I created Percy as our.
So
Nice.
you had actually planned this. I thought you just made it up on the spot.
I've got I've got like 3 sentences, 4 names, and how many votes they got. That's all I've got written down.
That's pretty good.
Right. Yeah.
How did you attribute who won? And
Basically based on the fact that you guys, because I knew what each person was who they would have voting for them. That was I kind of figured out what each of them would be sort of going for from how the town knows these people, and basically knew that Erwin was using you guys as a means to try and get votes. Like you guys were backing him basically. So that was going really well until you disappeared for a week, and then it started looking. That's when the Vesta brothers got ahead with their votes. But then when you returned into the town, I mentioned a couple of times that like people would be that they were going to spread the news about your return because it was a big thing, and that was basically what pushed Erwin over the edge. So if you
uptick in the polls for him, they must have been taking polls every couple of weeks, and
yeah, just word of mouth down at the stockades in the city centre. The if you hadn't returned before the votes, the Vesta brothers would have taken it.
I see.
Well, I was imagining this what you just said about the stocks. Like people are in the stocks and they're yelling out like, "Vote for Erwin! Vote for Erwin!" Whenever someone walks past them. That's the main form of campaigning.
It's like if I become Burgomaster, I'll get you out of those stocks. So spread the word. Throwing tomatoes at it while saying that. I'll stop throwing if you do this.
It's a great country.
Adam, I don't know if you were hearing everyone else's response, but the question was, what would Morley's campaign slogan be if he was running in Valakki? And what would your number one policy be?
more joy with Morley.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And a policy
Yes.
platform, I would campaign on a thriving seafaring community and wanting to bring back some sea, restoring trade links.
There's
via
like
seas.
no sea around here. There's
There's
like
a landlocked
there's
rivers.
a river.
river trade. I'd be wanting to get river trade up and running.
Widen the river and get some trade going through here.
Widen the river. Biggest river.
It's a great river.
Flood,
It's the best river.
flood Valakki.
Really, by the way. Those little asides, like, by the way, most people don't know that. Yeah, so that's what I would have been about.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Probably not
River,
So joy and sea trade.
river trade, because I've been
River
told.
trade. Yeah,
it's
but yeah,
like-
okay, yeah.
A diverse
agreements.
platform of ideas from each member, to be sure.
Yeah, sort of diversity of thought.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, this is why we never agree on anything in the party. It takes us 40 minutes to decide whether to tie our shoes in the morning.
Look, I will be honest. I didn't expect us to still be in the tavern by 9 o'clock to 10 past 9.
Me either.
But it's good. It's been fun. I was. If you guys had decided to like go somewhere else, I would have probably found a way to either delay the voting or just made it still exciting for you in some way without being there. I don't know. I don't have to figure it out anymore. Actually, it's done. Should we get back? Oh, Shannon's just disappeared. Okay. All right.
I was just going to make a comment on the separation of church and state. And I was thinking about it while I was making a pot of tea, and I'm like, would separation of church and state be necessary when you know that the gods actually exist?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what
you
I
have
was
proof-
thinking.
you have
True.
proof of it.
True.
You're
Like you can actually cast spells with their power. That's a pretty
Yeah.
incontrovertible evidence
Yeah.
that your god is doing something in the world.
That's a good point. You'd probably have like all political parties would just be different gods that are being pushed, basically. Like our god's cooler than your god, that kind of thing.
yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
like god warfare.
Yeah.
It would be, yeah. You would all have valid reasons to like worship your specific god. You can't just say like, oh, they're all the same. It's like, no, literally my god is real and is like doing things and has opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah, like watch this.
yeah. I'm just laughing. Someone in the chat just a new viewer. I'm not laughing that we have a new viewer because that's always great.
It is humorous.
That's how you get so many new viewers.
Just laughing at them as they come in. Guardian Devil asked if we're starting a fresh campaign. This is I'm laughing because we're like 81. This is our 82nd session, I think.
We're not fast.
We're not fast. So yes, just starting off. We're got another 80 something to go, I think. No.
We're mustering our forces to try to take on Strahd.
Yeah, we're getting very
we're
close.
currently at.
Very close to the end of the campaign at this point. Where the players are getting they said 82 and still in the tavern. They haven't quite got the mission yet.
We haven't even started talking to each other yet.
The mysterious wizard hands you a note.
yeah.
The loner in the corner.
Yeah. Well, that's a good camera angle, Shannon. That's great.
Gruff loner in the corner. That's the loudest camera angle as well.
Oh, is it making a noise?
Oh, you're good.
Not that big.
Yeah. It does take us forever to do anything.
Yeah, it does. But it was enjoyable. Like, I was loving all that. It was great. So I was enjoying it.
That's
Thanks
what
for rolling.
D&D's about, eh?
Yeah.
Thanks for rolling with the abacus.
Oh, no, dude, it was great. I was literally just going to have... Originally, the idea was, like, the guards, one by one, just going, one vote for... and putting it down. One vote, and then 5 hours later, and one final vote for Greg. And then sort of, like, just giving numbers. Yeah.
Some great collaborative world building in that.
Yeah, I like that stuff. If you guys ever like, it's not like you guys. Oh, can Ravenloft be made of chocolate? Like, no, I'm not going to take that one on. But this kind of stuff is great.
Here's my portrait of Patrina.
Oh, that's pretty good.
She's. I like the way you play her. Very restrained and somewhat dour.
Yeah, I quite like that. Was one of I wasn't sure how to originally play her, but then when I found like the art for her, I just kind of felt like the voice was there. It's like the look she's got on the face. It just sort of helped. Yeah. I get that a lot with the character. Yeah. I do that a lot with. I'll find a good face, and like with Ismark, that voice just came because of that face. I just couldn't help it.
What are you doing, Shannon?
Sorry, I'm just focusing on my
camera.
camera.
He's got something planned. I feel like he's got something planned.
He's about to do a makeup tutorial, and it's like, here's my eyeliner.
I have nothing planned.
All right, should we get back into it then? What are you?
Why not?
Nothing planned. He's just making sure his camera's fucking like production ready.
You will make Ravenloft made of chocolate.
I bet you're going to hypnotize.
Cranky Yank loves your notebook there, Joe.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Notebook, not the art.
Just the book.
It's a standard 1B5. Thanks very much.
Beautiful notebook. The old timey looking, so we like that.
It is cool.
That is cool, actually. Take it all back.
You filled that up with some. Whoa! You filled that up with some pretty good images and notes, actually. How did I'm 41 and my voice just broke, so that was great. That was awesome.
Congratulations.
All right, let's so I guess what do you guys want to continue just sort of like wrapping up the tavern, or can we just assume the partying on went throughout the night and eventually you all dispersed, or was there certain things you wanted to get done before calling it a night at the tavern?
No.
I'm happy.
Are we happy just to move through till morning?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we can do that. We can totally do that.
I'm going to roll a d4.
Morley and Irina wake up together. Maybe that.
Oh.
Pretty good.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Oh no way! I actually object to that particular
Sorry, no wait, sorry, that was said wrong. Just a charisma. We'll say just a charisma roll. Sorry, not persuasion. Not like you're begging her, please, please. But Irina, it's been weeks.
I don't like this.
I don't like that either.
Morley comes up
Is
to
he
her and
going
he's like,
for it?
"Can you cast guidance on me, please?"
American, just help me out for a minute here.
So many of these roles would have sounded horrific in this context.
Yes. I didn't even want to mention any.
Mention them all.
Acrobatic.
Or animal.
Acrobatic, yeah, that'd be good. Animal handling. There you go.
Animal handling.
That's for
Oh,
Irina.
Yeah, please
Just
roll it,
get
no,
Irina
yeah.
roll that one. So what did you end up? Oh, you rolled an 8. I think she was she was very, very shy after the mention of, you know, where she might be living. It was something she's never really thought about. It kind of took over her thought pattern for a while there, and both you and her managed to dip away earlier than some other of the others, yeah? Because everyone else is raucous drunk, and Irina's more wanting just to chill out with you. And you head back to the church, and both you and Irina walking through the door, and standing at the altar buried in the book is Father Lucian, and he just kind of just like, he just kind of looks over at you both as you enter without the rest of the group, and he just sort of like shakes his head as he looks at both of you.
Really? This guy
I
can't
can
make up his
sense the
mind.
sin.
I would have thought he'd have bloody a dozen oysters and champagne ready, and then he'd be a cup on the door.
And Irina like takes you by the hand and just says, not here, Molly, not with her.
Not ever. No. Not here, not now. No.
My two best bonuses are deception and stealth, neither of which
Roll
are
stealth.
appropriate
No,
in
that's
any
horrible.
way.
no.
So no, she does. You wake up. You both go to bed in the separate rooms. There's been the men in one room, women in the other room. So that doesn't go down. I'm sorry. Not this time. But you do. Everyone
You
wakes
don't
up.
need to apologize.
Gosh, Morley, I'm just so sorry.
I'm so sorry that you
for
don't get to roll
Father
play
Lucian
that. Oh my God.
really cocked you on that one.
Please. Stop it.
Oh dear.
What a relief to all of us that
It's
Morley
not the
rolled.
Church of the Morning Wood, okay? So
No,
Certainly not.
enough.
he's
It's
just got his
surely a fade to black scenario.
yeah. He's got his Father Lucian on the outside with his ear up on the door, just listening in.
In
No,
their
but
separate rooms. That's creepy.
just between rooms. Huh? Okay, it's
Someone's going to be getting it on.
it is
horrible.
morning, and the rain has not let up, so it's still just miserable outside. But you're woken. I knew Shannon was up to something. He's fading in and out now.
I just faded out when I was thinking about what was going on. I was like, I'm leaving.
Oh, right. You're sort of woken to Ismark packing his stuff up, getting ready to journey out
Oh, that's right.
back to Barovia.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I rolled a d4 earlier, and I rolled a 4, which is summer. So, American's woken up feeling rather aggressive and loud.
Okay.
Ismark! She calls out with no regard for whether anyone should be sleeping or not. Ismark, good morning!
And he and he's kind of buried in his hands are buried into his backpack as he's pushing things, his bed roll and stuff into it. Oh, good morning, American. You're looking feisty this morning.
Thank you. And how are you?
Look, I'm good. I'm looking forward to seeing Barovia. I'm meeting up with a couple of the town's guard
First person
and
that's ever said that.
Oh, Morley, you're awake.
look, it's a rough place, I know, but I my home is my home, and I do miss it. But I'm meeting up with the town's guard in about 10-15 minutes, so I'm just making sure the last of my stuff is ready to go before I head off.
Oh, good. Let me help you. Let me help you. And she advances, looking for something she can help, like shove into his backpack.
Yeah. There's a few little bits and pieces that he's got laid out around the backpack that you're helping him out with.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Murican. And he sort of stands up and just sort of takes in you and the church and Morley and the rest of you sort of waking up and coming out of these bedrooms and into the main area of the church. He says, I don't feel like I'll be gone too long. I do intend to get back here with some people to help the cause, but I am going to miss you lot.
Oh, that's so kind of you, Ismark.
I
We'll miss you too.
I didn't think that, call me pessimistic, I just didn't think this day would come where I would be so hopeful and ready to take on Strahd. Originally, I just wanted help getting Irina to safety, and it's just amazing.
Yes, well, I'm sure we all ruminated with thoughts of vengeance in our hearts all night, and we're raring to go. We're pulling for you, Ismark.
Just be careful out there, old friend. New friend, I guess.
And he's tying on his belt with his sheath on it with his sword in it, and he's I'll be okay. Morley, I know that if anything goes wrong, you're not too far off.
Well, I've seen you swing that thing, and you're no mug. You can do some damage. I hope it doesn't come to that, but look after yourself, all right? And Molly gives him like a macho kind of shoulder grab, and shows how often I do this in my life. I don't know. Whatever men do.
Shoulder grab.
And Ismark does that thing where he's like, he goes to shake your hand, and he with his other hand is on your elbow, kind of securing that handshake. And he says, "You keep safe too, there, Morley, and we'll see each other soon." And gets back to sort of packing the rest of the stuff with Murican. And before too long, it's all packed up, and he's lugging it up onto his back and giving Irina a big hug, saying his goodbyes to her. And Irina's a little emotional. Like it's a long travel. There's always that risk of danger, even with some guards escorting them along. And it's going to be easily another week or so before they see each other again. And so there's a really... Oh, yeah?
No, you carry on.
I was just going to say, there's just a really nice touching moment between them when they sort of discuss the things that they've learnt over the last few weeks about who her real brother is, and that despite Ismark not being her blood brother, he's more of a brother than anyone could be, and how much she loves him. And so they have a little hug before he turns to the rest of you. What were you going to say, Murican?
I was going to say, can I get Runzin to coat his weapons in poison for him?
Oh, hell yes you can. Yeah, for sure. Do you want to describe that?
Well, she gestures to Ismark as Runzin pops out of thin air, and she goes, "Look, my baby can increase the power of your stabbing if you wish." And she just starts asking Runzin by doing little hand movements that she's taught him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great. And Runzin gets to work. What sort of weaponry does Ismark have other than the sword? So he's got like a short sword, a long sword as well. So he's got like a sword on each side of his hip, and he's got a big crossbow on his back. So Runzin just gets to work like coating the blades and a bunch of his bolts with poison.
Yes, very good. Woe betide anyone who tries to attack you.
I need to get myself one of these. This is amazing. Have you got any more that you can spare? This could come in
Have
handy.
I got more spiders? Nobody ever asks me that, but I do. I really do.
And as Runzin sort of wraps up poisoning his weaponry, for the first time he sort of touches Runzin and sort of like isn't sure if he's meant to pat Runzin or what, but he kind of gives Runzin a little pat, And he's like, oh, it feels just horrible under your hand, doesn't it?
Feels horrible.
How rude. That's rude as much.
He's a spider. I don't know what you want to know.
He's a straight shooter,
I've
old
just never touched a spider this size before. Oh, it's like a little shiver down my spine. I love this work, but oh.
Well, okay then.
No, I love them. Thank you so much for everything. Ramzan, you little rat bag.
Oh, yes, he is. He ate his brother this one time. Oh, he's a mischievous one.
Remember that?
And Ismark sort of continues just his goodbyes with all of you. Brian, you just keep an eye on Patrina and Casimir, right? From what Irina was telling me this morning, sounds like things are just a little bit troublesome.
You say me?
I mean, you're the almighty Brian, the powerful wizard.
Yeah.
Or I could put my faith in someone else. Bill!
Good yes ending.
I just didn't expect to. Okay.
No, I won't be doing that for you, Ismar. Get fucked.
We met.
Don't worry about him, Ismark. We will keep an eye out.
And he gives you a shake of the hand as well, Bill. And he just pauses for a moment when he sort of looks at you and says, I swear to God, you get more handsome every day. All right, well,
Right back.
well, I'm off. Just a quick stop at the lavatory in town, and I'll be off. So enjoy your next few weeks, and I'll see you soon.
Well, thanks for stopping off in town instead of here.
Enjoy the
I'm sure
lavatory, dear Ismark.
I'm sure he has already stopped off here. Spreading it around.
And
We should give him some kombucha for the
Oh yeah.
for the journey
Ah.
and see if he comes back a changed man.
He's like, no thanks.
I'm good. He likes.
I'm
He's like,
talking
I
to Bill.
literally, there's nothing you can claim it will help me with that would force me to drink this. I'm sorry.
And he opens up.
Actually, give me the power to kill Strahd, and I would still not drink this shit.
His personality would be gone if.
Oh,
That is his personality.
Bowels.
Yeah,
His
right.
whole
Only
personality is his
personality.
bowels.
wow, that's really sad. That is actually sad for Ismark.
I love putting effort in. It's great. It's it really comes back as a rewarding experience for everyone. He
So
walks.
sad when people define themselves by their hobbies like that.
He walks towards the door, opens it up, and it's just the weather outside is miserable. And he turns back to look at you all, and just says, "See you soon, guys." And steps out, and the door shuts behind him.
I hope he's okay out there. I mean,
Yeah,
It's
did that
dangerous.
seem a little bit ominous to anybody
I'm
else?
scared now. I'm like, oh my god, he's dead. Did you hear that? He said, first of all,
American!
Dolph
No!
parting from his
American!
sister.
American! And I'm gonna kind of do that at Irina.
I'm sure
fine.
he'll
He'll
be
better
well.
than fine.
He's traveling during the day. He's taking every precaution. I think Greg's going with him. No need for any of us to worry, really.
yeah, and we killed a lot of wolves. There can't be that many more wolves to go around.
There's like 3 wolves left in the whole
Three,
group.
yeah, less.
He comes running in. Ismark's been killed!
He didn't make it to the toilet.
Oh god!
Down.
He shit himself to death. I was like,
Dysentery. He's died of dysentery.
Oh no.
It's creating.
Where the Oregon.
He just pulls an Elvis Presley and dies on the toilet.
So what's from here, team? What's the plan? Where are we going next? It's early morning. It's pouring down outside.
Yeah.
It's dark.
A
It's
new
miserable.
day is Laura.
There's a couple of people have sort of like coming into the church and taking a seat at the pew, in the pews. Just general Valakki people, Valakkians.
worshippers.
Yeah, I mean, like this place is, in general, I haven't probably sold.
Loitering.
I sold it probably better at the start when we first introduced this church, but this place does have quite a few people coming and going and praying and leaving, and so yeah, so people are still coming and going.
Okay. Where are we going next?
I suggest we go and chat to the abbot. If we want to get this holy army rolling, that feels like what we need to do.
Great idea, Bill.
Okay,
Let's go.
We
Just
do
like-
that.
just do that. Who are you wanting to?
We do that.
Is there a certain group of you that want to go along with this? Who do you want to take? Is it just the four of you and the skeletons? What are we doing?
Yeah, I just imagine the party.
Okay.
What do the rest of you think?
I was thinking whether, like Irina, Patrina, Casimir, whoever.
Maybe party plus Irina, but leave Patrina and Casimir. Would be
Okay.
my
You want to
suggestion.
take Irina out on the road, away from the
Yeah.
bones?
I forgot about the bones.
There's the
look,
bones.
look
We
around.
just keep
and
forgetting about the
Lucian.
bones.
He's just like,
Bones.
I remind Morley via message. The bones.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe we should take Patrina. Maybe we should take dear Casimir. I feel Patrina needs to see the world for what it is.
okay.
I'm going to try and reform her power-mad ways by showing her the plight of her fellow countrymen.
I wonder if she's met the abbot. Hey, Patrina, have you met the abbot?
No, I'm not even sure who you're talking about, Bill. Who's...
He's 100-ish years old, I think. He seems pretty powerful.
This is in...
Lives in Crit.
No,
Correct. Yeah.
never really visited. I heard...
Had an army of chimera people.
Disgusting.
Don't
they're
worry.
all-
Don't worry. We got rid of most of them.
Good, I bet they're all mental freaks.
I don't like this woman.
I think she's going to get... Somehow this is going to backfire and she's going to end up more evil than we ever thought
She's-
possible.
She's worse than Strahd.
I
Well,
think
I
if
can
you,
see how she got along with him so well.
I think if you want Patrina to come along, like you probably have to persuade her if you're wanting her to come along for this.
She's
fight.
correct
there's only
as
one
well,
man.
you know. Good.
I'm man for this job, surely. I know who can persuade her.
Ismark's gone.
Definitely not me.
He's already left.
Well, it depends. Who, like, yeah. So as a group, do you
First
all
question
want
is,
Patrina
do
to
we
come along?
even want her?
Yeah, that is the question.
Or do we
Not
just
really.
get back to original brand and just us guys?
Yeah, OGs.
Okay.
OG
Classic.
road trip. One last OG road trip.
Okay. I think
And we
I-
can pretend that we're rug salespeople.
Why don't you and Casimir stay here and rest for the conflict to come, and we will go find this abbot and hopefully convince him to come with us.
yes, it'll give me a good chance to go over my spell book.
Yes, and get out on the streets, meet the people here. All right, let's go.
All right, you guys all head out into the old the wagon that you haven't really used since you went off to Argynvost. So you're back in the original wagon now. Now, American, are you rounding up your spiders, or are you just going to leave them here until you want to start training them up? As it stands at the moment, you have your spider army. They're just not obviously trained in any way right now.
Well, the more time you spend with them, the better they get to know you and the better you can train them. So I'd prefer for them to come with us, if possible.
Yeah, absolutely, we can do that. So you can spend some time heading out and getting them. That will slow down the progression of this the carriage, since they can only go the speed that they can. So they're a little slower than both the carriage was drawn by the horses and the speed at which the zombies can go. But that's okay. It'll just add
Zombies?
zombies, sorry, skeletons that that Baron has. So it might add a little bit of extra time to the travel. What would be a 4-hour wagon ride would probably extend out to 4.5 to 5 hours. So it's not too much of an extra addition to your journey. So yeah, you go out and grab all the spiders. They instantly, once they see you, so you get to them and they're feeding on like rabbit carcasses and a wolf and a deer. They're sort of like feeding, and they've spun these webs that have hung up extra bits of sustenance for them in this part of the woods. To anyone else, this is probably an horrific sight. The idea
horror
of
show.
these, absolute horror show. But for you, this is what you were expecting. They see you coming, they stop everything, and they await your command, basically.
Okay. Right, so do I need to do anything, or do we just proceed?
Well, they're at the point where if you're wanting them to be able to, like, so you used speak with animals to command them to stop and make a nest and hang out until you return. I'd say that you'd probably let them know that on your return that it's go time. So they all scuttle down from the trees and follow you back to the carriage. The rest of you see Mirakin sort of striding through the small field from the tree line with just these 12 enormous great spiders behind her. The rest of you waiting at the carriage. Baron with his... How many skeletons do you have with you at the moment?
I think I'll have 7.
Okay, great. 7 skeletons, 12 great spiders, and the 4 of you. Mirakin, are you going to... Well, who's gonna drive this thing?
Can I?
Yes, but you won't be able to obviously do much in regards to the spiders, I guess would be the only thing there.
Okay.
Molly did a good job. The going down the hill.
He did an average job, but killed
Well, we survived.
low bar, but yeah. American, if you want to take it, you're welcome to. But if you want to focus on the spiders, I'm happy to get that animal handling going.
Yeah, I'll focus on the spiders. I don't want to split my focus away from these deadly creatures quite yet.
Okay, so Mirakin, you kind of like sat at the back of this wagon with the spiders following along behind. Morley with a 20. Nice for the animal handling. Again, it's like steering a ship. You're good to go. You've already had a bit of experience here.
Just like a boat.
So
Yeah.
Starboard!
And the skeletons are just running alongside. Is that kind of what you were thinking?
Skeletons? Yep.
Yep.
Yep, they can just jog.
Okay, great. All right, I'm just making sure I've got an understanding of where everybody is. And you make your way out of Valakki. The city is dead. It looks like everyone is just absolutely hungover or celebrated out. There's just like a nice... You've left it like a real quiet time in this morning in Valakki. The guard sleepily. It's not Greg this time at the gates, but the guard sees you come and he's sort of like rubbing his eyes and barely sort of standing on his feet, and he opens up the gates. And they should have already been opened by now, but he's obviously he doesn't really have an idea of the time. Opens up the gates and waves you off, leaving the gates open.
Cheerio! You're doing a great job!
Doesn't say a word. He's just like holding his head.
He's no Greek. He's no Greek, that's for sure.
The bill and say, quiet, efficient, the way it should be.
And before too long, you're back across the bridge, leaving Valakki, and at the sort of the split in the road that ventures south, and then 2 ways through the Svalich Woods. Which way are we getting through the Svalich Woods? Don't worry about that wolf icon, by the way. That is just from last time.
Not that way.
That was that was just me having an icon so I could add it to the roll last time you guys fought them. So don't ignore that. That's not an indication of anything.
I mean, you can delete it
Okay.
if you want.
I can do that. I can do that if you don't trust me. John.
I don't.
Look at that. Gone.
That was a cut, wasn't it? It's
What?
gonna be a paste in initiative roll.
No, he's
As soon
gone.
as we go that way. The fastest way, team,
The fastest way is probably sort of the northwest.
the northern track.
Yeah, it loops down a little heavy towards Argynvost if you're heading left here. So yep, so, okay, all right. You guys venture north and sort of get ready just to settle in for the long journey ahead. Again, you do get some wolf howls coming from the woods either side of you, but there's not any wolves seen. At no point in your journey through this journey through the Svalich woods do you see any sign of wolves this time. After about an hour of travel up this part of the Svalich woods, you see someone walking, facing away from you, sort of walking down the Svalich woods, and they seem to be hobbling. And and you're slowly gaining distance on them. So Morley, you're the one that sees this first. Can you give me a perception roll?
13 plus 9 for 22.
Oh yeah, great. So with a roll of that, so total 22. You notice that this figure is wearing one of the Weir Raven like coats, so you recognise it instantly. It's got the feathers. It's a black hooded cloak with feathers on its arms and around the neckline, and they're kind of hobbling. But you've noticed now that there's like blood dripping down from them, and that there's like a bit of a bloody path that they're leaving behind them.
Ahoy there, friend! Ahoy there!
So you've got about a good 60-foot distance at this point, and you're shouting out, and there's no response. Just this what looks like an injured hobbling, and there's no response from this person.
Who's next to me in the trap?
There you go, Bill.
Bill. You think, is everything on the level up here, do you think?
We've got to go help them.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, I hope it's not some kind of, a trick. Wouldn't be the first time these roads have done us dirty.
It's true,
Hey,
but...
hello! Ka! Morley kind of tries to get the horses up a bit more of a canter to catch up.
Yeah. Are you wanting to sort of overtake them, or just get behind them? What do you sort of plan on doing?
Just get behind them so that I can be absolutely sure that they've heard me say ahoy there, friend.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you quite quickly get up close behind this figure. And the horses have to come to slow down to sort of a walk as they get close. But there doesn't seem to be any response, and there's a lot of blood now that you're seeing that is dripping behind them. They're leaving this path across the ground. You can see that the blood is just trailing off behind you now as well.
Bill, maybe use hold person.
I don't have that one, but I'm gonna
Okay.
jump off the wagon and run around in front of them.
Okay.
Say, hey, are you okay? You're bleeding out. Can I help?
You run around this person, and they've got their head sort of facing down. And as you run around them, you notice that a lot of the blood seems to be coming from behind the hood, and you look down at the trail of blood that leads off behind them, next to the wagon and into the woods, and you can see just off the beaten track there. You recognize instantly one of the Weir Ravens in human form, missing an arm. And you look back at the cloaked figure in front of you, and it looks up, and it has just the last little bits of this hand that it's devouring. And you also instantly recognize this as one of the vampire spawns that was in the coffin maker's house, the one that jumped and smashed out of the window and escaped. And before you have a chance to react, it just launches out towards you with a roll of 15.
That is not enough.
Oh, he just like the hand drops from his mouth and he launches towards you and you pull back just at the right time to have it like clamp down in front of you and snarl. And I'm going to need an initiative roll from everybody, please.
Oh my god. I did not see this coming. I kind of did, but...
Oh,
Let
okay.
it be said that on the record, Morley was suspicious.
Yeah, he was.
19 for Bill.
Oh, that is
You've
shit.
got to help, right?
You've got to
Still,
help. I would have been
the good
next reply
Samaritan.
too. Yeah.
Mhm.
I've rolled
I can get his other arm for you.
I've rolled a 6 plus 3.
9
Yeah.
for me.
And I got a 16.
Okay, cool. Does everyone? I think everyone clicked their tokens this time. American, you've just got like this trail of spiders that are leading behind you here. So I don't know if you have control over those tokens. Hope you do, but they will just have their turn at the same time you do. So the ones that are remaining at the top, the tokens at the top, are kind of off screen at this point.
Okay.
Just make sure everybody is placed, and I will make sure. Oh, actually, we're probably a little bit closer to the action, actually, aren't we?
Yeah.
All right, that's about what we got here. Cool. Making sure everything is in place. Great. At the top of the order, Bill, having this creature just snap out in front of you, almost taking a chunk out of your face. You're shocked at what you now see, and it's your turn to respond.
As I dart back from this fiend trying to bite me, I reach inside my armor and pull out the holy symbol of Ravenkind. And I just say, "Stop!" And I cast Hold Vampires. So he needs to make a DC 15.
That's a good one.
What stat am I
DC
rolling?
15 Wisdom.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Just rolling now. They rolled an 8.
Okay, he is frozen for a minute, and he can repeat his saving throw on each of his turns. Oh, sorry, and also it's any vampires or vampires spawn within 30 feet of the holy symbol. So if there's any in the woods nearby,
Yeah, right. And how
Like
long does
within
that last, or is it just a turn, or what's the deal?
it's 1 minute, but they can save on their turn. Like they get a chance to save every 6
Oh,
seconds.
sorry. I mean, like this holy symbol. Is it active for a minute, or just the effects of it are active for a minute? So, like, what is it? Can you just copy and paste? So I
Yeah,
can see
so
what that
just it's kind of ambiguous. I imagine it's like happens at once.
is? Present to make it flare. Oh, yeah, just flare. So it's just like whoosh, it just flares out.
Yeah.
It doesn't hold. So anything that gets hit by that flare, yeah. So it says when it flares, will make a DC. Okay, so that's fine.
Right.
So they're paralyzed for a minute, unless they roll well on their turn. Anything else on your turn?
I'm gonna move away, try to get as close up onto the thing as I can, and say, I think we need to get out of here.
Okay.
Get out of here. Why?
There is a vampire spawn down there.
We need to call the police.
Yeah, that's true. We'll better leave this to the authorities. We'd never take matters into our own hands. That would be wrong.
And so, do you jump?
Get sting on the case.
So
Yeah. I've moved back onto however close I can get to the thing.
Yeah. What's your movement? 30 feet. Yeah, that'll get you back on the carriage next to Morley, I guess.
Cool.
It is as you jump into the wagon, it's now the vampire spawn's turn, and from each side of the wagon, a vampire spawn launches itself down, one onto you, Morley, and one onto Bill. The two exposed people. Sorry, let's just move that and move that there. One with its claws beard. Beard? I don't know what the beard. It just scratches
Wait,
out.
why does its beard have claws in it? I don't get it.
This one is not rolled very well, but it launches out and just like tries to scratch at Morley, rolling an 8 and then a 10. Nothing. The other one launching itself at Bill, also with its claws out, rolls a 21.
Sorry.
That's a hit.
Oh no.
Dealing 6 slashing damage, so not too bad. And then also just tries to bite down into you, Bill. That is a roll of 25.
That's a miss. No, it's not. It's not a miss, sorry. I was being dumb. It's a hit.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. So the all right, so this thing has like as it's slashed out, it's kind of hooked its claws into you, and you're in a grappled state as he then leans in and bites down into your neck, dealing 4 piercing and 4 necrotic damage. As it takes that bite, and you can feel some of your life force leaving you. You'll need to reduce your max HP by 4 as well.
Sorry, so 4 necrotic, 4 physical, and then reduce my max HP by 4.
That's correct, yeah. And then the one frozen on the road ahead of you tries to fight against this paralyzed state and has rolled a 19.
Yep. That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool.
Cool.
Oh, does that mean it's no
his
longer...
action. It means it's no longer held, but that is his action for this.
That is, yeah.
So he can move. He can move, but he can't do stuff.
Yeah, I think at this point the vampire spawn just runs up towards the side of the wagon. It is the Baron's turn.
Shit. I don't like this fighting vampires business. What were we thinking?
So you're within the wagon at the moment, and what you've experienced, Baron, is just Bill just running back. And I'm assuming Bill has shouted something out. I assume only for
let's get out of here.
Yeah, and you've sort of peered out, and you've just seen from one side of the wagon something launch out of the woods and attack Bill and latch onto Bill.
Yes. Fucking hell. Okay, well, because there's 3 of them, I'm going to cast Steel Wind Strike.
Oh, shit. This is your, like, anime move, yeah?
Yeah, this is the most anime. So, I'll display it on there. I flourish my letter opener that I pull from my pocket. That I use in the casting, and then I vanish to strike like the wind. Choose up to 5 creatures I can see. Make a melee spell attack against each target.
Okay,
On a hit,
Yeah,
the target takes 60-10
Holy shit.
Holy shit. Okay.
force damage.
He's going to wipe them all out in one go.
Oh, what's
Well-
the melee weapon you're using?
My letter opener. So,
Nice.
yeah, so that's a melee spell attack. So that uses my intelligence, I guess.
Isn't that a
I
roll?
think
It's
it's-
just a
Yeah.
roll to hit, right?
Yeah, D20 plus my intelligence.
Oh, right.
I guess, which
Yeah.
is 5. So,
Oh, nice.
so 1d20 plus. And I have to end up standing next to one of them.
Right. Okay, that first one.
Is
9
it
plus
14?
5?
9 plus 5 is 14.
Give me the order, I guess, of these attacks. So
Oh,
you've got
okay.
one near.
I'm going to end up next to the one next to Bill. So I'm going to.
So
I guess I'll
yeah, cool.
start. I'll start the one that's running towards us that
Okay.
initially we saw,
Cool.
and then I'll do the one next to Morley, and then the one next to Bill.
Okay, cool. The one you appear next to the one that's running next to the horses, and you miss. You just slice out and meet air, and then you're gone.
Okay.
Again.
I teleport next to the one near. An 18 plus 5 for 23,
That is a hit.
and then the one next to Bill is 8 plus 5 for 13.
So that's also a miss. So you just like dart to 3 different places. It's all just so quick that the ones that you miss don't really know what happened. But one next to Morley, just this arc of blood just cuts from it as your letter opener scratches across it, doing 60, 10 force damage.
35.
35.
Oh, actually, it rolled an attack. Unless, yeah, whatever. We did them individually. Okay, so, yeah, 35 force damage.
Ah, right, okay. Just doing quick maths. Okay, cool. Yeah, the one next to Morley is the only one injured, and you're now standing sort of next to the carriage where the vampire spawn is grappling Bill.
And I want the skeletons next to me to... can they pull off the vampire that's next to Bill?
They can try and
Would
grapple
be a poor
first.
wording.
They'd have to grapple first.
Right, okay.
So trying to move something, requires that grapple state.
To restrain them. They want to restrain this one that's attacking Bill, I think.
Okay, that would be just a strength versus strength.
Okay. I think they just have an even score of... Where do I roll this? Okay, so I'll just... There's 2 down there. There's 2 of them. Oh,
Okay, that first one manages to latch onto this vampire spawn.
a 16. Yep.
Yeah,
And the
yeah, with
second
the
one is a 2.
Yeah, the other one doesn't. It doesn't matter for that second one because the first one manages to. So what are we trying? Just a grappled state.
They're trying to restrain him, so I don't know how you do that, actually. I always forget.
I think. Let's have a quick
So
look.
pull him off.
I might need to look into how to do that, actually. I don't think it's as easy as just saying, I want to restrain, right? You need to grapple first, I believe.
Right. Okay.
How to restrain. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, you got to do a successful grapple first.
Can another creature come up and do the restrain part now that it's grappled, or does it have to be the same? Does it have to be Janet doing it?
I need to check the rules for that one.
What's
I always
your
forget
you're
this.
trying to free Bill? Is that the
Yeah.
you just do like a strength check against each other?
Yeah, so I don't. From
Simple.
what I'm seeing, you can't grapple with one person and then restrain with another. It's got to be.
Dog pilot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you had multiple people successfully grappling, then I'd probably allow that. But you had one succeed and one fail, so. the
I've just
fail-
got 3 more to go. That's all.
So
Got
they're
Chris
all
Penny
right. So
inside.
they're all going to run around onto the other side of the carriage.
Yeah, and they're going to try and sort of... They'll get between that first vampire we saw and Bill.
Okay, so
as
yeah,
well.
feel free to roll their strength as well. So I will do
Okay.
And they
First
get an
one.
advantage because of flanking, right?
This isn't an attack, unfortunately. This is a grapple.
No. No.
Okay, 7 from
Sorry,
Chris.
So this vampire,
And then-
as these different skeletons are running up, is trying to fend them off with one arm. He's got Bill with one, and he's trying to fend off these skeletons with the other. That's what his strength check's going to be. For this third one, he's rolled a 20, so he manages just to knock that skeleton away.
Oh, okay. Oh, so we're contesting it. Okay,
Yeah.
so Todd will try it.
Okay.
Come on, Todd.
20, natural 20.
That is a success. He's this time. The vampire spawn tried to like get its arm out of the way, try and dodge the grapple, and has now found that it is being grappled now by 2 of these skeletons. If you can grapple with one more, I will allow them to use their might to pull the vampire spawn away from Bill.
Okay, so Penny runs up behind and rolls a 16.
That is a success. So with the 3 of these skeletons now latched onto this vampire spawn, they pull away from Bill. This vampire spawn away from Bill. The vampire spawn is going to see whether or not it can maintain its grasp on Bill. So Bill, can you just give me a strength saving throw, please? Okay, yeah, you managed to just like grab onto the carriage and yank in the opposite direction as this vampire spawn is being pulled away from you, and this vampire spawn just collapses down off the carriage with these skeletons now putting this vampire spawn in a restrained state.
Nice.
But it's going to require these 3 skeletons to maintain that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a group effort.
That's my turn.
Okay, cool. Morley, over to you. You've just seen like this vampire spawn launch out of the woods at your side, taking you by surprise, and then these skeletons just absolutely mob next to Bill and pull this other one away. You've got a third one, the original one, just blood pouring down its mouth still, running up towards the side of the horses in your direction.
The Sunblade is a 2-handed weapon, isn't it? Or is it one-handed?
I thought it could be a finesse weapon, right?
Let's have a quick look. It is... it's a long sword.
Yeah, so longsword's versatile. So you can 2-hand it or one-hand it.
Yeah.
But one hand is 1d8, 2-hand is 1d10.
There you go.
I think.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm going to try and do something a little bit fancy here then.
Okay.
I have the feat Crossbow Expert, which means that when I use the attack action and attack with a one-handed weapon, I can use a bonus action to attack with the hand crossbow.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and strike with the sun sword and then at point blank range crossbow it in the head. And I ignore the disadvantage of being that close with this feat as well.
Yeah, great. So you
cool.
use your bonus action just to kick the Sunblade into action?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And the moment that sunlight like bursts out of that blade, in like a 20-foot radius around you, just sort of lights up the woods, and all of the vampires instantly like try to shield themselves from it. So give us a roll to hit.
Is a 14 a hit?
14 is a miss, unfortunately.
Classic Morley.
But it's because like this thing is just like flinched at the last moment as you swipe out in that movement, and it just misses.
Yeah. Thank you.
Your move was too good.
That's why
Yeah.
I missed, yeah.
You missed because it was
Yeah.
such a good weapon.
I thought it was, yeah.
But you've got your crossbow, yeah?
You still get your shot, right?
Yeah, cool. I'll use that.
Look, let's just speed it along. It's a mess.
Yeah. Okay, so with the crossbow, that
It didn't roll damage? What's the... Oh! He's just gone. He's like, you know what?
It only rolled damage.
It only rolled... Well, I hope it's a hit. When you,
Rolled a
Must
hit.
be a hit then.
it's I hope
to
for his
damage.
sake it's a hit. Uh,
How did it roll damage with no roll to hit? That's so weird.
I don't know, but he's
You
also.
can have it set up to roll damage or roll to hit, I think.
I think he might have also just like turned off his internet or something. I don't know what's going on. Should we move over to American? Because they both rolled a 9. Look, they both
D&D
rolled a 9.
itself
Let's go
kicked
to
him off.
let's go to American, and then we'll come back to Morley. American, what is American
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, I'd say her eyes light up with a blaze of fury as she sees the attack occur.
Like, by the way,
and
a lot of this is like just to paint this picture for you. You've been focusing on making sure all these spiders are orderly behind you, and as you've noticed that the carriage is slowed down. You've noticed Bill getting off the thing, and he's come running back, screaming, "We've got to get out of here!" And there's just been a bunch of noises. The skeletons have all grabbed on, and these attacks are happening. The Sunblade just whoosh and lit this massive burst of light, just to help set the scene for what American might want to do next.
She runs away.
Yeah, you go.
No, she's in a fighting mood. So her eyes light up with piercing gold. And she screams out, "Spawn of Strahd!" And then she gestures to the spiders and starts yelling words they won't possibly comprehend, but hopefully they can sense the intention behind them. And she yells, "This is your first test, my pretties. There is your prey. We battle now, and we shall feast. Take to the trees."
And you're just
And
doing
she
this all in
starts.
common.
Yep, they don't understand a word she said, but the vibes are there, is what I'm saying. But however, what happens next will hopefully significantly demonstrate leadership to them, as her body starts changing and forming into that of another giant spider,
Oh,
with golden spikes. And she starts rushing towards the trees and climbing into the trees. And she hopes her display of leadership inspires the spiders to follow suit. So she's going to do nothing, because I remembered that that's my action for my turn for once. But she's ready and waiting in the branches of the trees nearby.
okay. So she just takes to the. Which side are you jumping up onto?
The
the wagon.
west.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you do that, and all of the spiders just start following you. There's some real excitement seeing you turn into this form as well, as they all just start charging into the trees.
Good.
It's just an absolute mess of bodies and legs making their way through the thick branches and leaves inside the Svalich woods.
Excellent. I'm very proud of myself for remembering that I can't get another action on my
Yeah, I'd
turn.
forgotten that as well.
I always forget that.
But with that moment, we will call it there, since Adam's internet has clearly died. And we'll carry on with this.
There's probably another reason that's way more exciting than that.
I just got Sword in Discord and his internet just died. So we'll leave it there for tonight. This is our usual sort of ending time anyway. So it's nice to... I like American becoming a spider. That's awesome. That's great. And I loved Bill's ode to Greg.
I can't
Yeah, I
believe
had
we've
to
done
actually
that.
write one.
Yeah.
I feel like that really would have meant a lot to Greg.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. We just need to remember that Morley has to roll his attack after American.
Yeah, his crossbow.
crossbow,
attack.
yeah.
A crossbow attack, yeah. And what I will add to the map, just while I'm thinking of it, is that radiant light that is pouring out of... sunlight, sorry, that is pouring out of the blade. Otherwise, I'll completely forget about that. I'm going to just add like a little symbol. Do we have a sunlight?
Yeah, how far does that go?
There we go. I think it's like 20 feet. Whoa, not that much.
Whoa.
Sorry, let's let people see what I'm doing. Just otherwise, it'll be strange. There we go. I think it's 20 feet in radius. So 40-foot diameter, maybe? Let's have a quick look. 15-foot radius. 15. So 30-foot total. Cool. Yeah, so how did you guys find that?
Very good.
Good.
Yeah, it was good.
I did not expect to be attacked by a vampire, but it's good. I like it.
Yeah. Wondering what we're going to do about that crow folk once we deal to these spawn.
I'll just feed him to the spiders if he's rude.
Do you think
If he's
it
a
will
passive
become a
aggressive
vampire?
at all,
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, so that's a good
we're like,
indication.
oh, you sure took your time helping me. Oh, I'm not bringing my arm back, did you?
Oh, that Weir Raven was dead. Absolutely.
Oh, he was dead.
Oh, he was dead.
He's
That
dead.
was just a corpse.
Oh, I thought he was alive. Why did I think he was alive?
No, I specifically said corpse.
Oh,
Yeah, he's dead.
There you go, Brian.
Not much he can do then, is there?
okay. Yet.
How long has he been dead, though? That's the thing.
That's true, yes. That's true. You'd have to check that out. But yeah, I had fun with that one. It was just the idea of this guy or this vampire spawn that's come back just to torment you a bit more. I'd kind of forgotten about that vampire spawn, but it's nice.
He's got some mates too.
Yeah, he's brought some friends. By the way, just as an aside, Cranky Yank has stuck with us the whole night. Has like jumped into like a campaign that is so far deep into its story at the moment. And look, I'm proud of you, Cranky Yank. Thank you so much for joining us for that whole session. Hope you enjoyed it.
Sitting through the election and everything.
I know, it was
sitting-
riveting. Just a riveting story.
The discussion of the abacus. Oh my god.
Apologies. Cranky Yank.
Cranky says, not going to lie, I have no idea what was going on. That's fair.
Yeah.
If you feel like watching like 150 hours of stuff, here's
Us talking shit.
a link to our YouTube, but it's also in podcast format as well, which is really cool. And you can come talk to us in our Discord, which it looks like you've already joined in. Plus, we have merch like this cool mug, and I think I've even got on an old Billy Goblin shirt as well, which is super
I thought there was a hairy chest at first and you pulled it up.
That's if I lift one extra layer.
Is there like a playlist of the recaps on YouTube?
There actually is. Not
That might be a
every
good
session
one.
has a recap, but most of them do. So we do have a playlist on our YouTube where you can literally just watch recap. And dare I say it, very good 2-minute recaps. So you can watch them pretty
They are.
quickly.
They are really good.
They cover the important stuff. You could easily catch up just watching the recaps, to be honest, I think, and have a pretty decent idea of what's happened with the story. And of course, obviously, as well, there is the Patreon if you liked us enough to support us. Either if you want to jump on there. We're trying to get to 20 patrons at the moment, which I think is pretty doable. Look, I thought it would be doable, but look at us. Maybe it's not. But
The dream.
if you get if you patronize for like 3 months, you get a sweet piece of art sent to your doorstep as well, made by Shannon, which is just a stunning piece of artwork, by the way, which is also one of the shirt designs. It looks fantastic. But we play Mondays. Mondays New Zealand time. I don't know if you're a Kiwi or not, but Mondays New Zealand time, 7:30 p.m. It's the only night that we can make sure we get.
They're a cranky yank.
They're Cranky Yank.
They could be an expat.
Yeah.
It's true.
And that's why they're cranky. They miss.
He's in
Or,
they are in Australia, I should say.
Okay.
Or they stay up way too late watching D&D streams, which is why they're so cranky all the time.
That is fair.
They need sleep.
It's an expat. Well called. There you go.
Nice.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Very good.
If you play D&D as well, just come and talk to us about what you're playing in our Discord too. I'd be keen to chat about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I'm sort of curious about DMing, but seeing how much work Reagan puts in, it's like, wow.
I'm
So
amazed I got
difficult.
through
So
tonight
hard.
without falling asleep. I am absolutely exhausted.
Wow. I know we're boring, but
Yeah, riveting political drama happening tonight. Yeah, it's been a long weekend, so I'm looking forward to calling it there. But I'll link it in the Discord when I can. But obviously, spent the weekend entering the 48-hour film competition. So, yeah, 48 hours to write, film, and edit and submit a short film. So I do that every year. So when it is being screened, I'll put a link up in the Discord so people can see. I'm super happy with it, actually. I've watched it a couple of times, and it's fucking so good. I really,
that's good.
really, really like it. Yeah.
Nice.
We got musical/dance, which is a horrific genre to get, but I think we nailed it. I think we did a great job. Cool.
Nice.
John,
All right, man. I was just going to say, get some sleep.
Keen.
God's sake.
Yeah. And yes, Random Origin said he hears there was a sex scene. There was a sex scene. There's a very graphic sex scene in the...
No, there isn't.
Kinda.
Not really, though.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Joe says, yeah. Look,
Is there a twist?
There's a twist.
There's always a twist
with
with
our
their
films.
team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty, have a great night, you guys. Thanks for playing. You guys are awesome as always, and thanks to everyone who's watched and joined us for this. It's always nice having you guys here. Yeah,
I feel like this is a little bit unnecessary without Adam here to be tortured. But anyway, I'm just going to get my car.
It's tradition.
It is tradition. Thanks to everyone. We will see you at the same time next time. I think we're all available next week. But I think John, the week after, you might not be. Cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll see you guys all next week. Thank you so much, and love you all. Bye.
Bye.